104.5 The Team, Levac and guys right here with you on your home for you Albany Great Dane football. This Saturday at noon, they take on the Elon Phoenix. Their head coach, Rich Skrosky, is here with us. So, Coach, you're coming off of a tough loss to the Richmond team. What do you take away from a game like that?
Well, I think with where our program is, and probably very similar to what Greg is going through, we're in year 3. A new member of the CAA or a newer member, and I think in both regards we're trying to, build a culture and get our, personnel to the level that the CAA requires to be competitive. I think last year we made some strides. We improved by 4 games overall in the win column. And this year we're continuing to make strides. We had a really good win a few weeks back against William and Mary. But as we know in the CAA, every week, the opponents are it's going to be a competitive league. And last week we played a good Richmond team, which I know Albany did a few weeks back, and played them into an overtime. And I think Richmond is certainly one of the better teams in the not only in the conference, but will probably be making some noise once the postseason comes. So the positives are, I think, each and every week you grow, and it's an education in how to prepare for a game and how to compete at this level. And we kept it close for a half with Richmond, but unfortunately, it kind of got away from us in the second half.
One of the positives you guys have had, Coach, is that you haven't had to play on the road a lot. It's September 24th. Right. It's one of the longest streaks in 22 years for your school. Now, heading into this week, you're coming to the Capital Region. Does anything change practice-wise and prepping for the game on the road?
No, the trip, we'll fly up on Friday. We'll do some stuff here Friday morning and then fly up in the afternoon. I think from a traveling standpoint, for whatever reason, and we've talked about it internally, we probably played a little bit better and maybe with a little bit more energy on the road, and that's probably been true this year and maybe even last. So hopefully that trend is going to continue. Like I said, we had the big win at William and Mary a few weeks back. That's our the last away game we've had. And then we've had 3 home games in a row with a bye week in between. So it's been a while. But in terms of preparation, nothing out of the norm. Obviously, this is our furthest north trip this year up in Albany. And looking at the weather forecast all week, it appears that we're probably going to get the best day in terms of weather this week. So that's a good thing from coming from North Carolina.
We saw snow coming down this morning, Coach, so I don't know if you're going to have that or not.
I'm looking at mid-50s and a 20% chance of rain. That's what I'm hoping for.
Coach, so we're sitting here, and we are your home for you Albany Great Dane football. You guys taking on you Albany noon on Saturday, and we're kind of like advanced scouts. If you haven't seen the Phoenix play yet, what is the offense like? What do you guys do?
Well, we're a work in progress. We've traditionally been a no-huddle, kind of balanced attack. The last few weeks we've been running it pretty good with 2 pretty good backs, 2 younger guys, a sophomore and a freshman, Malcolm Summers and Deshaun McNair, respectively. And up front we're playing pretty good football right now. We're leading the conference in the least sacks allowed, and a lot of that is attributed to what the guys are doing up front. So in order to be successful on offense this week, we're going to need to run the ball with consistency, and then in the pass game, we're going to need to get some chunk yardage, and that's, got to be with the quarterback, Daniel Thompson, who's a sophomore. We lost our starter at the beginning of the season, and Daniel's, but he's a seasoned guy. He played quite a bit last year, just a sophomore, and that's most of our roster, guys. We're an amazing stat. We 75% of our roster has 3 or 4 years of eligibility remaining.
Wow.
So it's a young team, but a very talented team. And, each week we, find a way to grow, and hopefully this is going to be a week where we could get the validation with a possible win against a good Albany team.
Scouting this Albany team for the matchup this weekend, what stuck out to you on film?
Well, first off, guys, I think the turnover ratio is ridiculous. I mean, it's plus 15 is unheard of. They've been amongst the tops in the country all year. And, as Greg did it, there's no question there's an excitement about the way they play defense, the way they run to the football, they get their hands on the ball. I've really been impressed with the ball skills of their defensive guys, number 11, number 8, number 25, number 15. Really, they do a great job of catching the ball. So we're going to have to win the turnover battle, but, not a lot of teams have been successful, and I think that was the probably number one reason why they got off to the start that they did, going 4-0 and being ranked in the top 25 for those 5 weeks, I believe. The last few weeks they've, the competition, playing a good Villanova team and a Richmond team and a good Maine team at Maine, but that's this league, and we all know that. So I think first and foremost is going to be the turnovers. We got to make sure we take care of the football. And then or really shouldn't say stop, but try to limit the running back, number 24. I think, he's a kid that every time he touches the ball, the Hanks kid, he can go a long way. So I know they're going to give him the ball. He's going to get his carries. We got to prevent the big play. Even in Villanova last week, he breaks loose for a 65-yarder, late in the fourth quarter. So we're going to have to do a great job of not allowing the big run to get out our back end.
Coach Skrosky of the Elon Phoenix going to be playing against the Albany Great Danes Saturday. So, Coach, your program, there's a lot of similarities between what's going on with the Phoenix and the Great Dane right now. You're 3 years in. Coach Gattuso's 3 years in. When you look at the Albany program now, I know that you have a tie to it, or you actually have Coach Ford.
Absolutely, I have the utmost respect. I could go back to the mid to late 80s, and when Coach Ford was developing that graduate assistant program up there, I have probably worked for and with probably 10 to 12 Albany former graduate assistants over the years, and it's just again reflective of the job that Coach Ford did. And now that Albany's in the CAA, I think Greg and I are going through a lot of the the same growth process of trying to recruit players that are going to be competitive in such arguably the best FCS conference in the country. Greg's referred to it and I refer to it. Our size up front needs to get bigger on both sides of the ball, particularly on the defensive side. So I think there are a lot of parallels, like you said, and it's going to be with our third year in the conference, we didn't play Albany in the first two. So this is the first time we'll be going head-to-head, and, we'll have our hands full because, I've known what Greg did at Duquesne back in the day, and being a Pennsylvania guy, there's an air of toughness about him, and I know he's developing the program in that regard.
Kickoff is set for noon right here on your home for the Great Danes, 104.5 the team. And last time we had an opposing coach on the air with us, it was Coach Harris-Semiak over in Maine. And Maine upset Albany.
Oh,
so
no.
we usually like to wish coaches good luck, but we always get a little
We can't
nervous.
do it. We can't do it for you,
Coach.
Coach.
We're just saying karma's on your side. We'll be the jinx if you guys take down Albany again. We're not going to allow to have coaches on anymore from the opposing schools if you guys take them down this week.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. It sounds like you have a great following and a great show up there in the Capital District, and I understand you not wishing us luck, but we'll come up and give our best effort on Saturday. It should be a great game.
Coach, starting next week, best of luck to you. You sound like a stand-up great guy, and we hope nothing but the best for you in the Phoenix program.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys.